I'd like to resign from this company. I hope everyone will always remember to work together as a team to overcome any challenges. Yes, of course. Just kidding.
Trouble Busters!
5, 6, 7. My meeting is going to be a success today. This is the best way to calm my nerves. My name is Alan. I'm a sales rep at the company I work at. I'm not great at talking to a large group of people, so I always count how many seeds my tomato has so I could calm my nerves. Some of the seniors who've been around ever since this business was established can be quite extreme at times, so I've been providing advice as the oldest member of our company. Now this project is going to be a success. Have you analyzed that data? It says we'd be making profit, but I don't see the supporting evidence. Why are you complaining? You better prove that this project is gonna fail if you're gonna complain. Well, can't you realize that your presence hasn't been affecting everyone else too well? I see. I had a feeling about that. I'd like to resign from this company. I hope everyone will always remember to work together as a team to overcome any challenges. Yes, of course. He's finally gonna be gone. It's over. I never thought I'd end up leaving my job after dedicating myself to this company for 20 years. I've always been trying to say things out of this company's sake, but I never knew I wasn't even wanted here. Not only the CEO, but all of the board members seemed to feel the same way about me too. I don't even know why I dedicated myself for 20 years. Just kidding. I'm sure everyone's excited that I'm finally gone, but I really hope they work together as a team for success, no matter what happens to them. I can't forgive them for taking me for granted for all of these years. I'm not letting them get away with this. Trouble Busters! All right, I'm all done for the day. Huh? A phone call. Hello? Mr. Allen, where are you right now? What are you doing? Oh, hello, Mr. Tyler. It's been 3 years. I don't have time for that. I just need you to get here as soon as possible. We're in trouble. Oh, he hung up. I guess I have no choice but to go to their office. What's the matter? Why is everyone here? How can you still be talking like that after seeing this? I saw the news the other day. Your business is failing. This is not a time to be talking as if this is a small chatter. We're all gonna end up on the streets if we don't do anything about this. So, I was wondering if you can hire all of us at your company. I won't demand to be the CEO again. I'll settle with just a board member. What do you think? Of course not. Why would you say that? We used to work together for such a long time. And who were the people who decided to throw me out on the street after treating me as if I was being an annoyance? I can't possibly work with people who would ignore the advice that I give. This is bad. At this rate, I'm really going to be unemployed while I take on a huge debt. Are you seriously saying that you can't work with us? Of course I am. I would never tell a joke in a situation like this. Besides, why would I ever want to work with people who failed their current business? Well, I guess we just ended up getting lucky. You could be right in some cases, but I know exactly why your business is failing, especially since I used to be with you guys for such a long time. And what could that be? I'd be glad to take your advice. You're a one-man show. You never tolerated anything you disagreed with. I've told you many times in the past that you can't be playing a one-man show when you're running such a large business. I never considered myself a one-man show. Are you sure about that? You would place convenient people around you, and you were never open to different opinions. I'm sure I wasn't the only person who left the job after feeling that the company's growth is limited when the CEO runs the business like that. No, but that doesn't make it okay for you to betray us like this. Tyler! Yikes! Dad! Alan reached out to me, so I decided to come here. And you're in such a mess? Why did you ever treat Alan as if he was being an annoyance when he dedicated himself to the company for all those years? How do you know about this? I emailed him to let him know about my resignation when I was leaving the company. I made sure he was aware of why I was leaving the job, too. You didn't have to do that! Who are you to say that? You ignored Alan's advice and you even treated him as if he was an annoyance. You caused all these troubles, but you're still trying to rely on Alan to save your sorry butt, and this is completely unacceptable. But... I don't want to hear any buts. You're either going to work hard to bring the company back to success or take the debt and work as hard as you can to pay off that debt. It's up to you which path to choose. Damn it! Don't I have the option to kick back and relax as I make money? Hold on. Why do you keep blaming me? I have things to say about this too. What is it? There's a reason why I didn't take Alan's advice. Reason? I'm sure you were just being too prideful for yourself. That's not true. I'm not always driven by emotion. In that case, what was the reason? You already knew that Alan's advice was on point. Even then, I couldn't always agree to whatever Alan said to me. Why is that? I'm the CEO! I can't always be wish-washed by an employee's opinion! What? I know I'm right! I'm the face of this company, and I need to be the one guiding my team! Dad, wasn't that exactly how you grew your business? That's not true at all! What? Harold has great leadership skills, but he never ignored other people's opinions, nor did he ever insist on sticking with his own thoughts. That's not true. I've been watching my father ever since I was little. In that case, you must have been watching someone else. You need to watch where you're going and make sure you're looking at the right person. Harold was always open to other people's opinions, and he'd ultimately give himself the responsibility of making a final decision. That was why all of us employees were able to provide our insights and work in a healthy environment. My biggest failure was the fact that I even nominated you to be my successor. Oh, it's too early for you to say that. I've been listening to everyone else's opinions too. How so? To my eyes, you were never open to anyone else's ideas. It's true. I even tried to stop Mr. Allen from leaving our company. What do you mean by that? I tried to convince Alan to stay with us when he put in his resignation, but I had no choice but to accept other people's opinions because everyone else wanted him to quit. I was making sure to listen to what others were telling me. Huh? I don't ever recall any of what you're saying. You must have forgotten already. I know it's hard to get to the bottom of this because it's not like we keep records of all of our conversations. That's not true. You, along with everyone else, seemed to be quite happy when I put in my resignation. I was just trying to put on a smile for you, no matter what the reason of your resignation was. Besides, I was planning on rehiring you anytime you came back. What do you mean by rehiring me? I'm talking about rehiring you at our company. Alan left us under his own discretion. You can't bring him back just because you wanted him back. I planned on negotiating. I knew that our company would start failing if we lost such an asset as him. When that happens, I figured that all board members would realize how grateful we should have been to have Alan with us all this time, which would have made the whole resignation a positive movement for all of us. It was all planned. Don't you think that your plan is completely selfish? What were you going to do if Alan found another job by the time you tried to bring him back? I didn't think he would have a chance to find another job. I thought if I approached him to rehire him, he would happily take back the position, considering the financial deficit that he would have been in. You've completely underestimated me. I never thought that he would have started up a new business on his own. You guys seem to look at me as an annoyance. I already had a second plan to start up my business as soon as I left you guys. Damn it! How dare you do that behind our back? What was I supposed to do? You should hear yourself out for proudly explaining such a selfish plan. You don't even listen to anything I say. Anyone would refuse to work with someone like you. I understand that there were ways that I could have improved my project ideas and business plans, but even then, Alan, you keep denying almost everything I came up with. We never know how things might have turned out until we try those ideas. Because of you, we were always behind with starting up any new projects. And because of that, our business started failing because all other companies were a lot quicker in their actions. You were partially responsible for this failure. I'd have to agree that we need to sometimes rely on our luck when it comes to running a business. Right? In that case, it's always best to try out new ideas. It's called trial and error. That wasn't exactly what I've been concerned about. I've failed multiple things in my past, but the projects you come up with only stated the projected profit that we could generate from our clients and nothing else. Huh? What are you talking about? Isn't that a given? Do you think we're a non-profit organization or something? We need to generate profit in order to grow our business. This is a basic principle of capitalism. Even then, it doesn't make it okay for you to eliminate other people's opinions. And it's not like it consists only of you guys. That's why we need to make sure we're considerate to our clients and vendors. Generating profit should be as equally important as contributing to this society, or else your business is going to fail. Of course! I've always been considerate. I'm the CEO of this company. I know everything. I've already thought about everything you just said to me just now, but you keep pointing out about things that I was already aware of, and that's why I've been upset with you. So this is the result after you've been aware of all of what Alan said. Do you have anything to say about this? It wasn't my fault. It was all because my board members and employees were slow with what they do. That's the last thing you should ever say. I'm just telling the truth. What's wrong with being honest? You better be kidding me. Are you blaming us after all?
If we're allowed to tell the truth, I might as well tell the truth too.
What is it?
Mr. Tyler's direction to go after the profit and nothing else has been upsetting many of our clients.
What? What are you talking about? This has been my working style for many years.
In that case, you probably don't know why some of our clients have been conducting business with us.
That's because they found benefit in conducting business with us.
No, you're wrong. It was all thanks to Alan.
What do you mean?
Alan would go visit each and every client every time you gave unreasonable conditions to them.
Are you serious?
He's been promising those clients that he would work with you to improve the way our company runs things. A lot of our clients have chosen to conduct business with us only because they trusted Alan's words. I have always regretted not having any idea about this until our company ended up losing Alan.
Were you really doing that? It's true. I've worked with you for many years, so I wanted to try as hard as I can to continue working with you. That was also the reason why I chose to be harsh with my words, too. But I guess it didn't work for you. Oh my goodness!
We're equally guilty, but Alan has always been sacrificing himself for the sake of us and the company. The moment you decided not to acknowledge what he's always done for us, this business was over.
Now that you understand, you're going to decide for the company moving forward. You better be responsible as the CEO of this company. Hold on. Alan, are you really going to go do this to us? I've already broken off all my attachments from this company 3 years ago. You better be kidding me! If you do this to us, you never know what's going to happen to your career either! What do you mean by that? I'm gonna spread a rumor that this company went out of business because of you! When that happens, your reputation will be destroyed and your company is gonna fail too! If you don't want that, you better hire all of us or come back to work with us to help us bring our company back to success! It's your choice! Go ahead and spread any rumors you want to. Why do you look so confident? Don't you care what's about to happen to your company? Do you really think you still have the credibility to do that? I know everyone's going to believe me. How are you still so optimistic? I told you that I emailed Harold upon my resignation, right? So what if you did that? I made sure I sent similar emails to everyone who I was involved with during my tenure here. What? I mean, I didn't want any of our clients to be confused if I left the company unannounced. I made sure I expressed my gratitude and respect to greet them farewell before I left. Thankfully, a few of those companies have started conducting business with my new company as soon as I started my business. This is why it's so important to always act with respect and integrity. This means that no one is going to trust your words no matter what rumor you try to spread. You have a poor reputation in this industry as is. Are you saying that this was all because of my fault? That's right. No, that's not right. Huh? I wasn't capable of handling my position as the CEO. I never wanted to do this. Ew, he's throwing a tantrum. Dad, this was all your fault for forcing me to take this position. You're responsible for this assignment. You might be right about that. No, Harold, he's wrong. No, I got interested in starting up a new business, and it doesn't change the fact that I decided to have my son take over this business. I'm partly responsible for this. Okay, I'll take responsibility for this. I've been trying to come up with another business. I'll go ahead and hire everyone who works for this company at my new business. How does that sound? What? Are you sure you want to do that? Well, there will be some challenges, but I need to make sure I take responsibility for this matter, too.
Really? Does that mean we won't end up being unemployed?
Of course! I'll be looking forward to working with you. Yay! Woohoo, Daddy! I'll be following you for the rest of my life! That was close, but I pulled it off. No, Tyler, you're not coming with us. Huh? What do you mean? I'm only going to be hiring your employees at my new company. I'm not taking you or any of the board members. You guys need to be responsible for failing this business by taking the financial deficit. Wait, Dad, you're kidding, right? I'm dead serious. Also, you're no longer considered my family member. Do not ever show your face to me again! You're lying! Anyways, Alan, I'm going to go get ready for my new company. We'll catch up later. Sure. Thank you so much for your time. I guess I'm going home now, too. Hold on! Alan, you can't do this to us! What are we supposed to do? It's okay. You can continue living shamelessly the way you always have. I can't do that. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have made it to this date. I was such a fool. I've always thought that I've earned my success on my own. But this whole incident has been a wake-up call for me. I'd like to work under you from now on, Alan. Once I become a fully matured businessman, I'd like to start up my company again. Not by being a successor to my father, but I want to do it all on my own, from scratch. When that happens, you guys will always be by my side, right? Oh, where are you guys going? We can't deal with you any longer. I guess everyone hated you quite badly. Alan, you don't hate me, do you? I feel exactly the same as them. I'd never want to work with you again. You don't have to be so rude. You might have learned your lesson this time around. You might utilize that learned lesson to guide yourself to a successful future. That's right, I'm a learner. But that has nothing to do with me. Please, do whatever you want to do. I'm leaving since I have to go back to work. Oh, please don't leave me. Tyler had to sell his house, luxury car, and everything else that he could have sold to dissolve it to partially pay off his debt. He started his life from scratch all over again. Because of the history that he failed his business as the CEO, he didn't have much luck getting a new job. He ended up getting several part-time jobs just to feed himself on a daily basis. I wish I could go back in the past to fix my mistakes. I wonder how much I need to pay to buy a time machine. As for me, the company that I was running online has been growing, and we were able to rent an office space. We were able to go on the stock market too. I also hired a few employees, which makes me feel even more motivated to support my team's living situations. I heard Harold's new company has been quite a success too. We all live in such a great society where hard work is always acknowledged. Trouble Busters!